students, we are discussing chapter 13, network cabling. This is second part of this chapter and we are discussing different types of network cables. There are 6 types of network cables available nowadays. Among them, we have discussed 4 network cables in previous section. Coaxial cables, twisted pair cables, fiber optic cables and USB cables. These cables are discussed by us in previous section. In today's section, we are going to discuss the remaining network cables, that is serial and parallel cables, and then Ethernet cables. Okay, let's move on to today's section. First one, serial and parallel cables. Before 1980s to 1990s, Ethernet cables and USB cables were not developed. So during these years, only 2 cables are available. One is serial cables and parallel cables. These 2 cables are used to connect the computer to the internet devices. Sometimes these cables are used to connect one personal computer to another personal computer for making network. You know very well what is network. Network is nothing but interconnection of different computers. So we can also connect these 2 computers with the help of serial port and parallel port cables to share information between them. So before USB cable, the system will have both the serial port and parallel port. You know very well, serial port and parallel ports are used to insert the cables. So these 2 are serial cable and parallel cable. So parallel cables having pin in parallels. So now we are going to see the difference between these 2 cables. Serial port cable will send only 1 bit at a time, whereas parallel port will send 8 bit at a time. These 2 cables are especially used to connect printer, monitor and other disk drives in olden computers. This is a special cable. That cable is called an RS-232 cable. RS-232 is one of the type of serial cable. So it will transfer only 1 bit at a time. The other name for RS-232 is null modem cable. This may be asked as 2-mark question. RS-232 cable is used to interconnecting 2 computers without modem. So modem is a device. It is used to connect the computer with the internet. Sometimes we can connect 2 PCs, 2 computers without modem. To interconnect 2 computers, we will use the cable RS-232 cable. This is RS-232 cables. So this part is will connect to the one PC and this one is used to connect to another PC to make interconnection and to share information between them. There is no modem, so this cable is also called as null modem cable. So which is called null modem cable? A cable which is used to interconnect 2 devices directly is called a null modem. So in olden days, a modem is required to interconnect 2 computers and to share information on internet. So without modem, we can also interconnect 2 computers only through this cable, null modem cable. So RS-232 cable is called as null modem cable. And the last type of network cable is Ethernet cable. Ethernet cable is one of the most common cable which is used nowadays. It is mainly used for connecting the computers or other devices at home and or office. So this is Ethernet cable. So this cable is used in LAN, especially local area network, for sharing the resources and also accessing internet. If you want to connect any other devices with the computer in local area network, then we will prefer Ethernet. Especially Ethernet is used for LAN internet connection. Another one, crossover Ethernet cable is also an example for null modem cable. We know very well what is null modem cable. A cable which is directly used to connect two devices without modem is called a null modem cable. Crossover Ethernet cable, this is called a null modem cable. We will also discuss crossover Ethernet cable in detail in next topic. So this is also called as crossover Ethernet cable. So we can connect two devices. So we can connect computer with a printer, we can connect computer with another internet devices, a hub, switch, with other devices with the help of Ethernet cable. So this cable is used to join two PCs or two network devices of the same type. I already told we can connect two personal computers and also we can connect two networking devices, switches, hubs, gateways and so on. But when compared to other cables, it will work at high speed. It will transfer 10 gigabits per second. Okay, that's all about types of network cables. Under this topic, we have discussed 6 different cables. And next topic is how to interconnect different computers. Computer networking is a group of interconnected computers or other devices for sharing the data and resources among them. So it is one of the technology to interconnect different computers and other devices. Other devices means it may be a hubs, it may be a switches, it may be a printers or any other internet devices. So what is the main idea of interconnecting these devices? To share data and also to share resources. Resources may be a file, memory or any internal devices. So with the help of computer networking, we can connect different computers and devices. So computer can be connected in two ways, either wired or wireless media. Unshielded twisted pair, shielded twisted pair, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. These are examples for wired media, that is wired connection of network. Whereas infrared waves, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, these are examples for wireless media, that is connection of computers and other devices without wire. Let us see the difference between wired and wireless connection. Wireless network enable more devices including mobiles, which is used to share resources and internet connection remotely. So these devices will place in different places and they can be connected with wireless technology. It may be in Bluetooth technology, Wi-Fi technology or infrared or microwaves. So we can enable different devices which are placed remotely, will enable to share resources and get internet connection. But when compared to wireless network, wired networks maintain faster internet speed and it is more secure. So we prefer wired network for large area, but it is more expensive. Even though it is more expensive, it is widely used in many offices to increase the speed and to increase connection. So in offices and many companies, they preferred wired network instead of wireless networks. If you want to make a wired network, every computers in the network must be configured with Ethernet card. So if it is connected with the wire, means you can use any type of wire. It may be a twisted pair, coaxial cable or fiber optic cables. The computer must be configured with Ethernet card. This is Ethernet card. It should be configured with your computer. So it should also inserted in your motherboard, computer motherboard. With the help of Ethernet card, your computer enabled to have a connection with other devices by using Ethernet cables. So Ethernet cables are inserted in this port. This is Ethernet port. So to make a connection, this Ethernet card is inserted and fixed with Ethernet port and Ethernet cable is inserted in this port to make a connection with other devices. Sometimes switches and routers may be used to increase the number of systems to be interconnected. So if you want to connect two different systems, means then we will use any type of wires. But if you want to connect multiple computers and to increase the speed of internet connection, mean then we will move on to another networking devices, switches, hubs, routers. These are examples for networking devices. So we will connect the computers directly to the switches or hubs instead of another computers. So by interconnecting these computers in switches, the interconnection speed will be increased, even though any number of systems will be included in this device. So in that we will connect the computers either wired or wireless media, but wired connection will provide constant internet speed and it will provide more secured way of connection. Okay students, in this video we discussed two types of network cables, that is serial port and parallel port cables, and finally we discussed Ethernet cable, and also we discussed what is the difference between wired network connection and wireless network connection and what is the necessary of Ethernet card. In next video we will discuss Ethernet components in detail.